Hey everybody, Andrew from MobileBurn.com here. Now normally I don't like to do unboxing videos, but I was pretty much forced to do this one because Nokia sent me a box that is so... You know what? Just watch the video. Okay, now first of all, look at the size of the box that they sent to me. This is for a phone, and this is the box they sent. As you can see on the name, it says Icon, so of course this is the Nokia Lumia Icon, launching on Verizon. You might have seen it previously as the 929, which is a follow-up to last year's 928. So let me open up this box really quick, and whoa! Right away off the bat. This is why I had to stop what I was doing and turn my camera on. They sent it to me in this protective case that glows as soon as I open it. And you just get this little spiel about what an icon is, what it means, all of that. You see it gives you highlights about the type of stuff that the phone offers. First of all, it's a 5-inch HD display, glare-free. It has a 2.2 gigahertz quad-core processor. It's pretty fast, of course, because it's on Verizon, so it's got that 4G LTE, fastest in most areas that I've been, at least. That's an unscientific endorsement right there. So let's take a closer look at all the other things that come with it. Here, you see the phone itself. It kind of fell out, and it's very cool because it's very cold up in here in the Northeast. It would normally be right here, so let me put that back so you can just get a sense of it, pretend it was there all along. Take that out, put that to the side. Next, you have this monster carrying case, a little pouch. And the reason for that is because it came with these monster headphones. They're pretty nice. I'm not much of a headphone guy. I usually use earphones, but my friends at Board at Work, they're really into headphones, and they can tell you about whether or not these are good or not. But aside from that, let me see what else they have in here. Whoa, disassembling it. When I get underneath, I'm able to access my SIM card so I can get that fast LTE network I mentioned, as well as the charging cables. Uses standard micro USB charging. Let me move that aside. What else do we have back here? And then we have more charging cables. This time it's for my headphones that I mentioned, and a little guide with the headphones as well. Is that it? Yep, that's about it. So now I just have this cool light-up case that I can play around with and do other things with. So now let's take a look at the phone itself. I mentioned that the Lumia Icon has a 2.2 gigahertz processor, and it's quad-core. Yes, it is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800, so you know this thing is definitely going to pack a punch. It also has 2 gigs of RAM to boot and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, if that all sounds familiar, it's probably because that's also what I said about the Lumia 1520, a bigger phone that I liked from AT&T, but I had trouble with it being a little too big. So naturally, I'm going to be excited by the Icon because it took all the great things about the 1520 and shrunk it into a more manageable package, at least for me. In terms of the overall design, it also might remind you of another phone that we saw last year, and that was the Lumia 928. That's because they're both pretty boxy along the frames, and on the back you'll see there are some similarities in terms of size and height. The Icon is a smidgen taller, but there are definitely some advantages for the Icon. I wasn't pleased with the 928 because of the plastic buttons, the plastic frame. It was glossy. It was hard to get a grip. It always felt like it was digging into your palms. You don't get that problem with the Icon. The side feels a lot tougher. I'm not sure if it's metal or just a very hard plastic, but there's some solid weight to it. It feels good. You can get a nice grip. The corners are a tiny bit rounder and more comfortable when you're holding it. You don't really have to press this firmly and it doesn't dig into you. And the buttons are also more responsive. So when you tap on them, you know you're tapping on them and they just happen very quickly. You don't have any problems. You have volume up and down buttons, a power button right here, and of course the dedicated camera button, which is cool because when you tap the camera, it launches automatically in there, and once you're in the app, pressing it takes a photo. I went outside for a few minutes, took some early quick photos. Looked pretty good from what I saw. Didn't get a chance to test out the flash or in daylight photos because it was late afternoon, but I was pleased with what I saw. So spoiler alert, this is probably going to be a good camera. It has a 20 megapixel camera on the back along with LED flash, and that's pretty nice. On the front, you have a 2 megapixel sensor, but it only takes 1.2 megapixel still photos and 720p video for when you do video chatting and things like that. In terms of the buttons on the bottom, you have capacitive for back, home, and search like you do with every Windows phone. One key difference is the light below the surface is a little bit dim around the home button. That was an issue that we ran into with the 928 as well, and it looks like it might play itself out. Not as bad on the new Verizon icon, but it's something that you'll have to take note of. Aside from that, this feels pretty solid, pretty nice. A couple of other things I wanted to note. At the top, you have a nano SIM tray. To take that out, you just lay the phone flat and just pull out until it comes out and you can access the tray. You might notice a couple of gray little stripes in between the headphone jack at the top and also in between the micro USB charging port at the bottom. These are both microphones, and the icon is designed to have really good audio recording, whether you're doing videos or if you're just doing regular audio recording or on a phone call. So you have 2 microphones at the bottom and 2 at the top. I'm going to do some testing of both of them to see how well they work, but Nokia is pretty excited about that, so hopefully we know that it's going to be pretty nice. Aside from that, it has a 5-inch display. And earlier on, I mentioned that it takes everything that I love about the Lumia 1520 and put it in a smaller package, but I still was able to get the big 5-inch display. The Lumia 1520 was nice, but it was just a little too big for me. So here I have a more manageable 5-inch display. It's 1080p, so that's very nice to know. Feels good. It's an OLED display, and it has Nokia's usual trappings. So you've got outdoor readability, excuse me, to improve the visibility. You also have clear black, so the darker images look truer to form. And it has a nice levels of saturation, and when you play around with the accents, you can change colors to your liking. And of course, this is the Lumia Black Edition, so you've got additional software options like screen rotation lock. So if you're like reading in bed and you tilt it to one side, it won't suddenly switch between one orientation or the other. You can also go into your display settings and change the brightness and change the color profile of the phone overall. So this is just a quick early look at the Nokia Lumia icon. It's been pretty pleasing. I must say, it's been pretty pleasing. So I look forward to doing a full review of this very soon. And there you have it. This is the Nokia Lumia icon. Keep in mind, this is just an unboxing and first impression. Be sure to click like and subscribe so you can be notified when the full review is posted next week. In the meantime, I'm going to try out these red headphones that go oh so lovely with my red shirt and see if I can find out more about the Nokia Lumia icon. This is Andrew with MobileBurn.com. Until next time, thanks for watching.